Curly, what do you think of Andre Lopez?
I think there's more evidence than Tony.
Is substan Well, so with Tony, it seemed like Tony was like a little creepily methodical about making sure that he didn't engage sexually until they were 16, and he
Yeah,
was 20, so you kind of can hide behind that. With Andre on whatever, apparently there was like a drinking party at their hype house, and they supposedly didn't know the girl's age, and then he had sex with her.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, my thing is, how do you not know the age? You're basically in a business like hype house. Like, there's no reason that your hype house should let anybody in their house without knowing their age. There's no
It, honestly, I don't know why people are surprised. It's a content house.
true.
It's, it's a content house, and content houses are always get in trouble for either like child stuff with children. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but stuff with children,
Sure,
and
yeah, yeah.
trouble for that stuff. And then usually, even though usually it's the managers that are getting in trouble, but the older people as well, the older members, and
Mhm.
also it's freaking the straight TikTok people dancing with their shirts off for their minor audience. I don't know why people are surprised, man. I could see this coming from a mile
Well,
away.
yeah, it's literally their job to be a
Yeah,
sex symbol for children. Yeah,
exactly. It's disgusting.
it
It's
is.
like
Yeah.
people are like, no, Ondreaz, you were the good brother. I'm like, no, nobody's good.
No, yeah. If you're in that hype house, I can't imagine what got it for me. Because, like, okay, starting from the progression, it was like, oh, this girl made a video of her mom supposedly talking to Andre Lopez on whatever the phone.
Yeah,
That I was like, okay, you could fake that, and I don't know what he sounds like. Then there was like the lawsuit paper. Maybe the paper was fake. Maybe you're just filing a law. You could sue for anything. What got
yeah,
me though is Hannah stalking the friend, like, excuse me, the girlfriend of Andre, like
yeah.
unfollowed him from everything, and then like removed all
Everybody
videos.
everything. That everybody that he's connected with is slowly distancing themselves.
Hmm.
Like it's just like, do they know something we don't? Do they know there's
Well,
truth to this?
that's the thing. Well, my thing is if Hannah listened to the audio and said, "Oh, that sounds exactly like Andre," that might have been all it took.
Yeah, it could have been like maybe I'm not. I'm a firm believer in innocent until proven guilty, but
Oh, for
the
sure.
the evidence is not looking good for.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, he could be innocent. But like, in order for that to be true, what would have to happen is like a few different. Like, one, maybe that video, they got a voice impersonator that sounded like
Yeah,
Andre Lopez, and they
yeah,
decided to go with that.
yeah,
That's a possibility.
yeah.
Maybe I don't know if I believe it, but uh, maybe these people are just distancing themselves from Andre because they don't want to get canceled in cancel culture. But I don't know, man. They stuck with Tony Lopez. Unless this is like the last straw type of like, let's distance ourselves from I don't, but it's like, still, it's a lot of, you'd have to, I don't know, if if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, usually it's a
Yeah.
duck. So this, it seems like a duck.
This seems like an actual case where there could be jail time or
Yeah.
a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. I see, they'd have to have a I doubt jail time, only because
Um,
they would have to, like, the state would have to get involved.
yeah. You
And
don't think you
they
don't think state involved? You think it's gonna just like what? What do you think's gonna
They
happen then?
could get involved. This sounds like, from speculatively, this is like the end. This could be the end of his career, and there's probably going to be some like damages, like financial, like the compensation in some capacity. But you never know; they might get involved. They might, I just don't know. I don't understand how it happens. And then, did you see the Megnut clip?
No, what happened?
It was from October, but Megnut was talking to like the Sync Up, whatever, and she was just saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna say who, but there were like some creepy people and like and like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, I have seen that. I did, but like
uh,
everybody just figured talking about Tony.
I don't, well, she was talking about two guys that were that were related, that were not the same age, that wanted to have sex with her in a threesome.
Yeah.
And there's no proof, but like, I don't know. The Lopez brothers seem like the kind of guys who would raw dog a girl together. I'm just saying, that's the vibe I get. It's possible it's them. It's possible, Curly. You never know.
I I just thought everybody figured it was them.
I don't know. I mean, when did they start blowing up?
Summer 2019, like fall.
Okay. Wow.
Like they've been on for a minute. Like they were on before I was on, in like the end of 2019. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I don't know, man.
golly, it's the whole thing's fricked up. Let me see. Did you like make a video like going through the articles and stuff?
Yeah, I did. There's not a whole lot. It's like pretty. It seems pretty cut. Like again, this could be a big nothing. Like maybe everyone's just distancing themselves for to stay safe. But
Yeah, I do the same.
yeah,
Well,
right. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like like, so all this would really centralize around Hannah stalking. So if Hannah got the wrong impression and then backed off, it's reasonable to assume that like Charlie and then would be like, oh, there must be true. Let's all of us distance themselves. It's totally possible that the distancing is like some kind of like a manager, like yeah, just do it because
yeah,
Tony.
just like get away. But Hannah Stocking posted a picture of herself like bawling on her Instagram story.
Yeah. She was like crying. Well, again,
Yeah.
there's possible that she believed it, but it's not true. But I don't
Well,
know.
yeah. No, Hannah Stocking, she's not to be the brightest bulb in the batch, but
If it's not true, I'm gonna feel bad for Andre Lopez.
well,
But
yeah. I'm not like just hopping on the hate wagon like I did with Gemini because like
no, yeah, this is I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, like it seems so bad though. Like I mean, like there would I don't know. It seems like so bad
I don't know if he'll like, bro. Did Tony Lopez even have a response to
to the girls.
anything to any accusation?
He gave a very blanket response, like, "Oh, I know what I did was wrong. I'm sorry." So basically, the response,
Yeah,
the response doesn't mean that he's a predator. It just means that he's like, oh, okay, I shouldn't be talking to people that are 16 when I'm 20, which is like you shouldn't, but it's not something that I would consider you a predator for, or it's
not
not something. It's not illegal. I wouldn't call you a predator, but I think that socially, it's not something that you should be doing.
no.
So it's forgivable, but and then like apparently 2 15-year-olds are suing him, or the parents are suing him. I know one of the 15-year-olds was actively like lying about her age, or excuse me, never like gave her age out because she was trying to catch him. Like she was the one that was like trying to catch him. The other 15-year-old, I believe, was 16 at the time anything happened. I don't even know if anything sexual happened. I don't know. Again, like I said before, Tony is very methodical, almost in like a creepy way, where like he waits for them to turn 16 before he engages because he knows he's legally covered, which is very uncomfortable. Like I don't
Yeah,
like. It's weird.
well, yeah, it's the same thing as like what I saw on TikTok the other day. I don't know if you commented on it, but like all the screenshots of the girls like saying, "Oh, 5 months until I'm able to start an OnlyFans."
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that
That's good.
stuff, like that stuff doesn't sit well with me. Like
No, kids are
waiting for girls, like girls waiting on guys.
kids are being like, socially groomed into doing OnlyFans on TikTok.
Yeah, duh.
It's
That's why I used to joke about it. I used to joke about like, oh, I'm gonna make an OnlyFans. Like now, I just
yeah, no, it's so weird because like first of all, like if I knew somebody before they were like of legal age, like I'm just instantly unattracted to them. You know what I mean? Like I could never that you never sexually look at like somebody like Meg Nut who was like 17. I was like I could never look at her in that way because like she's still a kid. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
I don't know how people do it. But yeah, no, there's way too much advocation for pushing people towards like OnlyFans and
I
shit.
look at Magna like that if you're like 18 or 19. It's just like 2 year, 1 year
Well, yeah,
difference.
you're younger. I'm 30, so for me looking, you know what I mean?
I never thought Magna was attractive. Even I was a minor. So
I ship it though, Curly. You and her are cute together.
you're the one that used to joke about that.
Yeah,
To,
about you and her being together. Yeah, she follows me on TikTok, by the way.
I know, I know. I don't hate her. I just like wish she could do something other than that.
I don't blame her at all. I blame like the comfortability of like the space created. That's what I blame. It's just insane that like it's so comfortable to like do that. I don't know. It's way. I don't know. People don't talk about it. Like it's like, oh, sex is cool. Like whatever. Sex is fine. Porn is fine, I guess. But like when you're having kids that are like 17 that are like, oh, I can't wait for my 18th birthday so I can sign up for an OnlyFans. You're literally grooming kids into sex work. Like I don't know,
Well, I don't support sex work of any kind.
not at all.
No, I've always been against it, and like the whole like, those cancel porn profile picture people that are going around. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
agree with it, but like you need to explain it well if you're gonna say that. Like,
My thing with like so my relationship with porn. See, the thing is like porn nowadays is not good. Even when I was growing up, back in the day, when if you went and you found your dad's Playboy magazine, like you're seeing some boobies. There's nothing that's gonna escalate from seeing tits.
but like now,
Well,
like
now
bro,
you can look at hardcore. Like you start looking at boobies. You Google boobies, and all of a sudden you're looking at a dude hardcore rail the shit out of a woman.
yeah, there's some.
And it's desensitizes you, and it also gives you unrealistic expectations. Like people want to know one of the reasons why men are so violent with women. I mean, honestly, it's because like when you're 14 years old watching a dude hardcore fuck a girl, you think that's what women want, like sexually aggressive, like rape scenarios.
Like
And
that's like, and like if you watch Ted Bundy interviews, like that's what he blamed. He'd be like,
did he?
I had unrealistic expectations, and like I was addicted to porn, and that's like what started my obsession with doing these things to women. Like that's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's fucking creepy as hell.
Yeah,
I think that like it's a contributor to like rape culture. Like, I mean, if so whether you subscribe to the idea of rape culture or not, I think that we can agree that like porn
I
for
think porn.
kids.
I don't necessarily think there's that kind of culture, but I think porn perpetuates it and tries to
Yeah,
make it.
that's something we definitely both agree on. Yeah, I think it's especially kids, and then it comes down to like, so what responsibility? I mean, realistically, I think a big problem too is like parents use the internet as a babysitter. Like, and you like that's the problem. Like, listen, obviously these pornography websites need to do something about it, but what can you really do?
You
You can,
can't.
yeah, you can reduce as much as you can, like the explicit child content on the internet. Definitely get that off there. At a certain point, it's up to the parents to be like, "Hey, this needs to not you stop." Like the parents need to
Yeah,
be more like they need to regulate. Like don't let them like I don't know, block their phone or something. I'm sure there's a way to block pornography websites on your phone for
yeah.
kids. There's no way there's not.
You can use a thing. The most popular thing is called Covenant Eyes,
There you go. That's what
and
we need.
basically it just blocks like all that stuff from your router. It's
Hmm.
promoted by the modem. Um, it's like, yeah, it's used for, like, the main audience is adults who are addicted, and they're like, well,
Oh, it's
this.
like one of those like porn addictive websites.
It's like just blocks it off your router. Like if
Yeah.
you did it, like any kind. Like it's not. It's like a hardcore safe search.
Yeah, that's something that we need to do for kids, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that like if you start consuming pornography once you're an adult, you probably aren't going to like experience those impacts. It's when you're developing, like I mean, I look at some weird
That's,
shit because I looked at porn when
that's
I was developing.
it messes you up, bro. And that's what I don't like. Like, bro, like that stuff causes mad, like terrible addictions. Like
I
all
definitely can. So
and like
you
that's why.
never looked at porn before, Curly?
Oh I struggle.
You do look at it or you don't?
Oh yeah, bro. That's literally like the main thing I struggle with.
Oh, like a porn addiction?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I feel you. I mean,
I'm open to talk. I'm open to talking about it because like
I guess I
the
wouldn't
problem.
classify mine as like an addiction, but thinking about it
I I
now,
I think of it as an addiction. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to look at, but it's something that most teenage boys struggle with.
so what's like been like the most negatives from your experience with adult content?
It's just like, bruh, like it does desensitize you to like girls and changes like like changes your views and like and then you just like it just doesn't feel good. Like it makes me feel like a dirty person. Like I something like really wrong, which I have,
Mhm.
especially like coming from a Christian. Like
I understand what you're saying. Like it's not even the porn necessarily in this. Like it is generally, but like in this pocket you're talking about, it's like your relationship with like a higher, like your God or a higher power, and your questioning of your belief by experience, like looking at porn. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, and like that was my New Year's resolution, and like it's tough. I have an accountability partner, um, stuff like that. But it's like it's a tough thing, and especially because from like such a young age, like I don't like I've never really struggled with like that alcohol, like weed or any kind of addiction like that. But like that's the silent addiction that a lot of people have, and like people should talk about it more often
I
because
guess I wouldn't say I wouldn't classify mine as a porn addiction, but I probably do have a pretty bad, not pretty bad, like, but I have like I've had my struggles. When I was a kid, I used to print out pictures of like hentai girls and put like
yeah,
like it's weird, but so somewhat recently, the past few years, I've actually like I would like I would be like late to work because I was like beaten off
exactly.
or
Stuff
like I've
stuff like I can't go to bed unless yeah.
yeah, in the past, I've spent like a lot of money on like OnlyFans and stuff,
Yeah.
and like just trying to like talk to girls, like just like for whatever reason, like I'm so desensitized that like that's a thing now. Like what I would used to like really be into like talking to girls while I was jerking off, like sexting and like camera, like like really bad toxic things that like put a little bit of a hole in your wallet. Uh, I'm not proud of it. But yeah, I guess there's a level of, you could call it an addiction. There's I'd say a problem at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah, I like then I think the main issue I had is just like when like I'll take my last relationship for example. Like the last relationship I was in, like I want it to be, I date people for marriage and like I date so I can find my future wife. And like stuff like that, like stuff like porn can really mess up a relationship. It can make it about sex. It can make it about and it can make you have unrealistic expectations of the girl,
Hmm.
unrealistic expectations of yourself
Hmm.
even because like the people you see in those videos are not how you're going to be in real life. Like
Sure.
so
And I think that also, like, I mean, I think there's an argument to be made that it puts too much of an emphasis on sex. For me, like, I mean, you could argue that the reason I may be poly is because I've looked at so much like pornography growing up that like I
uh,
don't feel content with one person anymore. Sexual, just in general, it's very difficult and it's like a struggle. Even with the two partners, and I love them both very much, it can be a bit of a struggle here. But I'm like at a point where I'm like I have to stop. And like I have a friend who's only had sex with like one girl, and he seems to be pretty happy in his relationship with his girlfriend. He has a new girlfriend. I guess it's the second girl he's had. Still two girls, but like he wasn't dating to be promiscuous. He wasn't going through his hookup culture phase. He was just like dating, and then like it was more the focus was dating to like date and to be with somebody rather than to go around and having sex. Because I've had sex with like a lot of girls, and I don't think that it's been like a positive thing in my life. All you really do is you jerk off each other. Like, oh, I'm really good in bed, but like being good in bed isn't really difficult. Like it's when you get older, you just realize you have to just make your partner satisfied. Like it's not hard. You don't need to have sex with 20 people to learn how to pleasure one person.
yeah, I hope not because I'm staying a virgin till marriage.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to be attentive to the person's needs, man. Honestly, it's really not that thing. I really think that like hookup culture is very toxic, and I think that there's too much defense of it on TikTok. I'm still somebody who's like I'm okay with like sex work. I'm not. I wouldn't take it to the point where I think we should eliminate this stuff, but like there should be education on it so that people know what they're getting into, and especially
Yeah,
for parents to prevent their kids from looking at pornography. And also, most people who do porn aren't doing it because they want to; they're doing it because they have no other job choice. So it's not even like people love doing pornography. Most
yeah.
people have like crippling mental health issues, like depression from objectifying themselves on a daily basis.
I just think that's why I'm okay with like if it was just banned altogether, all of that stuff, all sex work, all that kind of stuff, because
Mhm.
I just know what it's doing to freaking even for 10-year-old kids. Like it's causing could be, and for a lot of people is a lifelong addiction. Like, and I don't like that. And, and also all the other stuff that comes tied to it, like bro, like it promotes trafficking. It promotes looking at women like objects. I don't like that. It makes people violent sometimes. Like you know,
Yeah, and
I know it's a hot take. I know it's a hot take, but
no, well, it even like extends beyond like OnlyFans, like actual like legal prostitution. Like it does that. Also promotes like illegal trafficking as well. It's
yeah,
it's a tough thing. And again, like I'm not against like OnlyFans or anything, but I'm against kids being conditioned to look like, dude, TikTok is full of girls with OnlyFans accounts, full of them, and some of them are verified users or have millions of views. And I don't, I like Meg Nutt. I think she just seems like a great young woman. She's 5 million followers. That's her whole thing. You have people like Digital Princess that have like 2 million followers. That's their whole thing, and it's like, I don't know, like it just doesn't seem right. This doesn't sit right with me.
It hits me the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Seeing that kind of stuff, because I'm like, bro, like
God
3
fake
months
too,
ago,
yeah.
you weren't, like 3 months ago, you weren't even legal.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and it's like you're conditioned to be ready to exploit your body the second that you hit age of legal age. It's just crazy. I think that even OnlyFans has realized something like that, because the owner or whatever is like, hey, we want to make OnlyFans for like a non-porn too. Like, we want people, they want to use it as like a Patreon, like get people on there that aren't just looking to look at boobies, but also people that, like, I don't know, if you're like a teacher or something. And I thought about it because OnlyFans, like, I have one as a joke. I haven't posted in a while, but they have a solid like layout. So if you wanted to do anything else, it's pretty decent. Like, it's actually solid. Like, say $5 a month, and then you could put content on there to connect with your fans. I've thought about like rebranding it and just making it zero, like no pornography. I don't know what I would put on it, but like,
well, that's what it was in the first place.
Yeah, that's what it was. But they're trying to get away from that a little bit. They're trying to open it up to like non-pornographic stuff.
Yeah, it got turned into something it shouldn't be. Like, if like now, like it's Patreon, like that does that kind of stuff, and that's for your content only. That isn't pornography. But as far as OnlyFans, like, that's just rampant with nudes.
Yeah, hold on a second. Hey, thank you so much for the raid, Shiny. Thank you so much for the raid of 50.
Conversation.
What happened?
I said, well, those viewers are coming in on an interesting conversation.
Yes, they are. They're coming in on a conversation about we're talking about the pornography and the negatives of pornography. Do I follow this person? Oh yeah, I do. Okay, very cool.
Based, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you again, I suppose. I imagine this is probably the second time you've rated me at least. I should probably make it a conscious effort to look at your content more. But yeah. So yeah, what the fuck were we talking about? Yeah, OnlyFans and like the redirection of it. I don't know, man. This whole thing opens up a big conversation. I think that the biggest thing, the first thing that needs to be addressed is that, like, and this was before TikTok, like even like Big Time Rush are literally, their job is not just to create particular content. Like Big Time Rush is like a music, right? But they also have like the sub job of like being sex symbols to kids. And I think they did that whole like that chastity ring thing, which actually was probably a positive. But now you got people on TikTok where like you've watered it down. There's no talent on TikTok. Like Tony Lopez isn't like a dancer or a singer.
You can tell. You can like maybe had some hip hop classes, but like
he's a softcore porn artist.
As a person who takes dance classes, actual
Big Time Rush is a show. Okay, what did I mean to say? What did I mean to say? Not Big Time Rush. What did I mean to say?
Oh, I don't even.
Who did the rings? Jonas Brothers. Jonas Brothers. I meant to say Jonas Brothers. Okay, the Jonas Brothers. All right, I'm gonna look stupid.
Brothers. Yeah, Jonas Brothers. Yeah. Same with like One Direction and crap like that.
Yeah. But I look like a fucking idiot now.
You're not. You can't blame them for being attractive, but like.
No, but the Lopez's exist to be softcore and porn for young girls.
For sure.
I'm not dumb, please.
Big, yeah. No, that's it's different for them because like that's what they do all the time.
Yeah, right. That's all. That's what their job is, to come on once a day, do like a dance with their shirt off and like their like outline of their dick in their pants.
Nothing sits right with me that them, Vinny Hacker, or any of the people who are known for prancing around shirtless and just doing anything. And I made a video like that. I made a video about that. Like I made a video yesterday, and it was like, "Yo, did you hear the TikToker got exposed for being a pedophile, and I was like, no way, I would have never guessed that. But then their content is just
Yeah.
them
Well,
dancing their shirt off.
that's and that's the interesting thing specifically about it. It's like these kids are like, they exist to be sexy to young kids. Like these young adults exist to be sexy
Yeah.
to actual kids, and then like now they're engaging in this like weird dynamic where it's like, okay, like they want you to be, they want kids to be attracted to them, and then all it takes is for them to interact. It's like, I'm gonna fuck this kid now. You know what I mean? I know it sounds weird, but like they're set up to have instant access to kids.
Yeah, that's how it is. And it's sad like that's, but TikTok promotes it.
Yeah. Well, TikTok promotes money, and like that's the thing. TikTok promotes money, and like they don't care unless there's like the realization for people like, wow, this is toxic. But let's be honest, like if Charlie's a little different, because like I don't think that she's necessarily supposed to be a sex symbol.
No, like
Charlie. It depends. Like Tony, sex symbol for kids. Charlie, I think that young boys think she's cute, and I think that young girls want to be like her. I don't think that that's necessarily toxic.
Surprisingly, if you look in her comments, it is mostly younger girls, which is a good thing, because I agree with her message of teaching young girls to actually not TikTok dance, but dance. Like, because Charlie is a dancer. Like, I don't care what your chat's gonna say when I say this, but Charlie's taken dance for over 8 years of her life. Like, you can tell. Like, she's had lessons, and she's not the greatest dancer in the world, but I mean, she'd be taking the top classes at my dance studio. She's good enough.
Well, that makes sense. It's hard to tell that from like a minute clip, but I think that's what TikTok is. You can say that about anybody's content.
Hard to tell from her just going, but like if you look at her actual life,
right.
And like you can tell by like how isolated her body movements are. Like she knows how to control her body and do dances and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say necessarily she's a sex symbol.
I don't think so. I think that like even when she does, we'll say sexualized dances, they're always very tame, and like they're explicitly like removing of the most sexualized aspects of them. Like she doesn't really shake her ass for anybody, which is a good thing. So
right.
But like, yeah, no, so like, yeah, so she's like a dancer, like a micro dancer, in the same way where like I'm a micro political commentator on TikTok, because you only get like a minute at most, and like when you dance, you're gonna do it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So sure, yeah, absolutely. So I see that, Charlie, I guess, would be like an example of like the right way to dance on TikTok.
I would agree. I would agree with that, because I don't have a problem with, even though I think it's mega cringe, I don't have a problem with TikTok dancing, but like I do have a problem with you over sexualizing the dance and like greatly exaggerating when you move your hips.
Sure, yeah. It's because it gets to like such a complex thing, because I think it also depends on like your intention, right? So the specific target audience of like the Lopez brothers are young girls. So when they intentionally, very aggressively sexualize themselves, they're doing it for that. But I think that there are some dancers like, who are sexual. I don't know, because even like the younger girls, like they know that they're targeting kids. There's just something particularly like, I don't know, about the Lopez brothers and like the kids that they attract. I don't know.
I'll tell you what the problem is. It's just that they're so blatant about grabbing their dick.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Ridiculous.
Maybe that's it.
Almost every video. And if they're not, hold on. If they're not freaking grabbing their dick, then they're just going like the whole freaking
Yeah. That's a good point. I think it's the hip movements, and like it's the Elvis Presley effect. It's like they're being very like intense with the exaggeration of like their hip swings and everything. That's a good point. Yeah, sure.
Like, it's just so obvious. Like it's so obvious that you're trying to make our eyes go to your penis.
Yeah, it is. It's very obvious. You're right. You're 100% correct.
Not hiding.
They're not hiding it. Like that's like the whole thing. It's like, oh, PPI. Like that's the crazy. I don't know, man. It's crazy. And like I feel it because sometimes I do like the sexualized dances, but like I do it as like a joke. It's like body humor to me. Maybe I'm being a hypocrite.
But look at the demographic that your TikTok is.
Bro,
It's
it's a
not young girls. You
no,
don't
it's
have
true. Well, you well, okay. So for one, all these young boys and everybody in my chat too, everybody in the chat too, you guys, no offense, are gay, right? So like these are the guys who will make fun of people for like doing shit like this, but every time they see me, they're like, "Papa, you're so hot,"
but
and
yeah, but
it's
that's
I know it's a
fake,
joke, but it's like,
faking being gay is funny. Okay, like fake being gay, like fake being like, oh, Papa, you sexy
it's
beast.
true.
Like,
But my female demographic has gone from 30% to 38% in the past few months.
I'm
So
50-50.
damn, good for you.
Yeah,
Um,
wouldn't
so
expect that.
nah, yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm not like surprised, but I wouldn't expect it, right?
It used to be 80-20 when
Really,
80-20 female, yeah, female followers, but
80% female.
now, yeah,
Wow, Curly. I think that you have the potential to be like an innocent boy sex symbol.
it was when I did like theater content and singing content only.
Oh
Like I
yeah. You said a little bit about the.
switched
Okay.
to like make like being a gamer, then it went to 50-50.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. It's crazy, but I have a lot more female followers now. I have a lot of young girls. I don't. I get duets from very like people. If you look at my audio on my James Charles video or my Bella video, especially my James Charles video, there's a lot of very young people on there that it really bothers the shit out of me. It's weird.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's very creepy. Um,
See, the Lopez brothers would be happy.
have I done the bust it down challenge?
Don't. Oh yeah, you have.
Yeah, that's my Bella Porch video. That's like my second most popular video. What do you mean have I done it? You fucking what are you doing, dude? I've seen it multiple times. Oh my god. You fucking guys in the chat are too much.
I watch it every night.
Too much. I'm 21 years old. I'm old enough to watch it every night. Yeah, I actually now that we're talking, I mean, we're talking about it, not to be hypocritical, but I actually have to make like another like thirst trap video soon. Like a fun, like silly one. I like to do it off of like other people as like a fun way, but I kind of
That's the difference. You're doing it ironically.
right, yeah. Yeah, like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because the most people, and I think the most people who look at my thing, who they're like, oh, I can't believe like this fat guy can do that. Like I think like I can drop it a little bit. So I think that's really the intention of my shit. But I enjoy it every once. I enjoy it every once in a while, and I'm looking for doing it again because I enjoy it. Look at what
Pretty fun.
It's yeah, right. It's funny. That's what I look. That's what I think. Let's see. Somebody has sent me something to look on TikTok. What we got here?
Oh my gosh, you have a fan cam.
Okay, I think that was Black Diamond who just made like a fucking thing.
You have a fan cam.
I did gain 300,000 followers from like twerking and shit. Yeah, that's true.
I'm so glad you're back on the wagon. Like of
Me
getting
too,
back.
man.
It's good to see your peers making it back again.
Yeah, it's nice to like that. I think that like it's settled a little. TikTok like the adjustments settled a little bit. It's crazy because I'm getting more hate than ever from like people. It's very like content creators. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this guy's like a racist." Like, listen, I'm making jokes about like black people the same way black people are making jokes about white people. It's like, dude, I'm having fun. Like, everybody's just goofing around. Like, it's all stupid shit. But like, you got
my liberal friends like you.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's like the very far leftist and far right wingers hate me. Like, there's this one black guy who hates gay people and thinks that like the LGBT community is ruining Black Lives Matter. And just like, and there's like a hidden agenda to like destroy black people. And he's like, he made a video that was like, oh, like Papa Gut, people who wear dresses like Papa Gut are predators. And I was like, okay, like you just don't like dudes in dresses, honestly, because you've said it. Like, I don't give a fuck, a weirdo. And then there's like leftists, like they're like, oh, Papa probably grooms his audience and like he's racist and stuff. It's like, bro, like, listen, you know what? If you went to the real world and you showed any black person the things I was doing, they would laugh. Or they would call me an idiot. Like the biggest reaction, a lot of the things I do, because I grew up around a lot of black and Hispanic people. The biggest reaction that I get from black and Hispanic people when I say they do the things I do is like, "Oh, you're a dumb white guy," as like a joke, and that's like part of the joke. It's funny. It's funny to be a dumb, ignorant white guy. Grew up in the hood, exactly.
You grew up in the Link.
Grew up in the hood. I mean, I went to a I don't know if it was predominant, but I went to a pretty mixed school, black, white, Hispanic people. Like my mom, I grew up with like my mom, like worked at White Castle. A lot of black and Hispanic people worked there. They would watch me all the time. Like, yeah, like I'm comfortable around non-white people. I don't want to say minorities because that sounds like such a disparaging term. It's like so stupid.
I started out in a predominantly, I wouldn't say it's probably like 50-50 black to white. Back in Lauderdale County.
You look like you could be like a wankster.
It was a really, like kind of small, kind of rundown town, and that's where I lived for 12 years. And then when I moved, it was like all white Christian.
Oh yeah, because you were going around a lot. You were jumping around a lot, right?
I've only moved once.
Oh, okay. I remember. Oh, your dad used to jump around a lot.
No, that's my dad. My
Yeah,
dad.
yeah.
My dad went from D.C. to Jeffersonville, Indiana, to Cincinnati, to Little Rock, to Halls, where he was mayor, to here now. So
yes, he was all over the place. Dad's a traveling salesman.
Preacher.
How was my life as a youngster challenge? I don't know what I would do. Would I get like
just put the old filter on?
Yeah, they put the old filter. I feel like I'm gonna look the same. Well, my life as a youngster was mostly I don't know, being fat, playing video games. Throw it back in the middle of the street. I could probably do that. I got to do some offline content or something. Maybe when we meet up, Curly, we should just walk around with like a camera and just be like, "Do you know who we are?" or something, and just be like really obnoxious in the streets or something.
Yeah, bro, I'm down. I'll be there the 19th, 20th, something like that, and then I have quarantine. But after that, I'm free.
Very good. We'll play Boomer with all the Crips. Yeah, that's what I used to do.
My first class is March 8th, but you know.
That's not bad. Hey, are you excited?
Oh, bro, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to get the heck out of here, bro.
Yeah. This way you can look at porn again.
that 2 week quarantine is gonna be rough.
There you go. Yeah, just bring a glove or something. You should get a fleshlight, Curly.
I'm keeping my streak. Nah, bro, Papa, I gotta stay clean, man. I gotta keep my streak.
What is it? No, it's not good to just not ejaculate. You know that, right?
I mean, there's no scientific evidence as to what it does.
Well, no, but it's there's no. That's the thing. There's no scientific evidence that suggests like it's bad for you, but like it's good for your prostate to come regularly. Like, you know that, right?
I mean,
and it's good for your stress. It's very calming as long as you're not blasting at the porn or something. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm good, bro. I'm gonna try to go a long time, like years.
Jesus, hey, good luck, man. You're gonna go gray soon as hell.
Nah, bro. It's man, it's an addiction, man. I think mine is an addiction. I think it's something that you gotta try to get over.
Sure. Hey, listen, man. You do you. I don't think anything that you're doing is wrong. I think that there's a happy medium, is all I'm saying.
I don't know, bro.
Beautiful happy medium here.
It's a debated Christian topic.
That's fair. I figured that's true.
No, to get butt cancer. Hey, bro.
Well, me personally, I'm gonna keep.
Well, you have two freaking.
Well,
women.
Me personally,
I have zero.
Well, yeah. Listen,
it was a bit easy. It was a bit easier when I had a girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I thought you said that you were a virgin, Curly. What happened?
Well, I mean, I didn't do sex.
Oh, okay. You just did like hand sex.
Sure.
What is it called? There's something called like maybe you know what it is, like bunning or something. It's when you just put the tip, like you put it in and you don't gyrate. You know what I mean? You don't like. What is it called? It's a Christian thing. Or it's
bruh, that's Christian.
Dogging it or something. Bunning it. What is it called? That's not called docking. Docking
Just
is when you like rub the dick's foreskin. Like two guys have foreskin, they like hot dogging, right? So here's what's weird. So hot dogging, is it's like a sexual thing. What it sounds like is a dude, and this is a good thing for all you youngsters. The girls love this. What it sounds like is like here's a girl's cooter, and here's like a peepee. What it sounds like is like you're going back and forth, and like you're stimulating their pleasure center with your peepee head right outside. So that's what I thought hot dogging was, which makes perfect sense. You got the buns, the lips are the buns, and your pickle's the hot dog. Okay, but what it actually is you're just putting your penis in a girl and just leaving it there and not moving. And that's what I find so bizarre, because I feel like the other one would be more pleasurable and it wouldn't be considered intercourse. You understand what I'm saying?
I think they're both intercourse.
You think, well, one of them is outer course by that definition.
Okay.
You're just rubbing it on the outside against a girl's clitoris.
I just feel like at that point, if you're just that far deep in, just go in, bro. Who the frick cares?
True, I feel that. Have you ever done anything through the exit hole, Curly?
Nah, bro.
Curly, do you want me to stop asking you about this?
No, it's fine. I'm very open.
I don't know what else. Yeah, I just asked Curly if he did butt stuff.
Pegging, yeah.
That's why I said, have you ever gone in through the rear exit? That was the way I phrased it.
No, not hers, mine.
Mine, that's fair. That's where your pleasure center is.
Yeah, fact. And that's not intercourse, so like I was still able to pray afterward.
Wow. Well, you could just pray. Can't you just ask for forgiveness?
I mean, if you want to get into Christianity and praying in Christianity, I mean, sure. What's the point of asking for forgiveness if you just know you're going to do it again anyways?
Well, right. You just say, hey, do it, I'm sorry. And then you move on, you do it again, you just keep saying you're sorry.
Then you're not actually want forgiveness. You just want a pardon.
Interesting. Is that like something that's like covered?
I mean, it talks about repentance in the Bible, yes.
So like when you ask for forgiveness, it's on the pretext, or within the realm, or within the idea that like you're going to actually try to stop, not that you're just trying to like. Interesting.
Bible, and I don't want to sit here and misquote the Bible because I have a pizza in my hand. Bible, but it says it talks about in the Bible that when you ask for forgiveness, you should try to better yourself.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Like when you ask for forgiveness, actually you ask for forgiveness and not just be like, hey, give me a pardon and then go do it again.
I can't be like, okay, I really want to have sex with this girl, but it's okay because I'm going to pray for forgiveness afterwards. And fine. I had sex with her. It's whatever.
Well, I mean, imagine if like in a mental state, you were like, I really need to have sex with her. I'm going to go crazy. And then you do it and you're like, God, please forgive me. I'll never do it again. That sounds sincere.
I completely understand. Like, you're with a girl and Jolly, I'm going to try to make this PG because I know you have a minor audience. So
sure, yeah.
You're with a girl and things escalate and they escalate to that point. I understand how people can let themselves go. Like I completely understand. I've not been there, but I've been close to there, and I understand like the temptation's there, and a lot of people struggle with that temptation, and I understand letting yourself go, and you're not a virgin anymore, and that's just how it is. But I still believe you can be a Christian, but still be a good Christian and allow that stuff to happen. So some of the best Christians I know were terrible people when they were younger.
I think makes sense.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.